Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grow up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vault and create wealth from within. Yo, what is going on? I don't know what was going on with the whole little setup while there was a pause right there, but please forgive me. Y'all already know technology is technology and it does what it wants to when it wants to. But what's going on, good people? What's going on? Let me go ahead and start this over here with my other cousins over here on Instagram. Let me know who's tapped in. What's going on, Charles Huss Burks? What's going on, beloved? I see you. Let me fix these little pieces of hair that's sticking up, y'all. All right. Let me go ahead and greet everybody at the same time. What is going on, Instagram cousins? What's up? Facebook cousins, YouTube cousins, what's going on? It's your girl, Dr. Worlds, coming by here real short, sweet, and straight to the beat, okay? I want to say welcome to those that are tapping in for the very first time, and welcome back to those who always circle back and come and hang in and chat with your girl, okay? Got a couple amazing things that we got going on. I'll make some announcements in just a moment. But I did title this, We Are Being Lied to, y'all. It is so much stuff going on right now. It is unbelievable, okay? And the only thing that I can say, the only thing that I can do to advise you, okay, wise advising you, is to make sure you got your house in order. Make sure you got your stuff together, okay? Make sure that you and your family is going to have what it is that you need, because all of this is just one big game. And I've been saying it for a long time. Hopefully you guys will be able to see clearly how much of a game this is, okay? There's a lot of uproar right now happening in politics. And the reason why I be mentioning this stuff is because this stuff affects us. What happens at the head level flows and trickles down all the way to the body, okay? The White House being the head of this country, and then Congress, and then the Senate, and then the American people, it trickles down. And right now there's a lot of feuding in politics, and I'm not really concerned about feuding because people feuding all over the place, but things are being exposed during the feud. Okay? People's names is on lists that nobody's name should ever be on. Okay? There's a lot of corruption going on. There's a lot of covering up going on. There's a lot of backhandedness going on. People didn't get certain deals, so now they spilling tea or whatever the heck you want to call it. They're exposing folks, including the president, the current sitting president, okay? Things that he lied and told people that he was going to do. And I said lied because these are things that he stated he was going to do, have not been done. These are things he campaigned on that did not take place. Meaning, one of the things that he campaigned about was, he was going to stop the war in 24 hours. And then come out today and say, yeah, we're going to send more, weaponry over there for them to be able to protect themselves. Who's paying for that? Because the last time I checked, taxpayers are paying for wars that we don't have nothing to do with. And really, what we should be doing, if we really America first and Americans first, what we ought to be doing is making sure every American got a roof over their heads. Every American could either get warm or cold, depending on the weather condition. Every American can have food on their table without having to worry about going to a food bank, without having to worry about, how they gonna rob Peter to pay Paul, how many more hours of overtime they can drive themselves in the dirt, you know what I'm saying, to keep on funding something going on over there in Ukraine. Something that you said you was actually going to stop in 24 hours. That's why a lot of people voted for you. They tired of fighting endless wars. And the truth is this: the money that we use for currency is not bagged up by anything but war. It's not bagged up by gold. It's not bagged up by any type of real asset. It is only backed up by war. So if it's bagged up by war, and the more you got to keep printing to support a war or to support weaponry, you know, half of the jobs is gone, half of the jobs is lost. So you're not putting out that same amount of production to match the same amount of money that you're printing, which is causing a mass inflation. You said that inflation would be gone. Okay. You got it in January, we're in July, that's 6 months. Inflation hasn't gone anywhere. So there's a lot of people starting to question and be in an uproar. Another thing that was promised, we're going to release these files. There are a lot of people wanting to know, okay, what happened to these children from these people that got lots of money and lots of power, that used and weaponized their money and their power to harm innocent children, boys and girls. We've heard some horror stories, and I just want to say this real quick. Yeah, y'all go ahead and share this, because I forgot to ask y'all to share it, but we're going to talk about it real quick and then we're going to move on, okay? The reason why I say we are being lied to, y'all, you don't need Stevie Wonder's eyesight to see all of the lies that have been told, okay? And I'm going to try to lay this so everybody can understand exactly what I'm talking about. The Democrats, they propose, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to fight for you, we're going to do this, we're going to eradicate this, give you our reparations, we're going to do this. They got in office, they didn't do anything. Okay? And then you got Trump. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I'm not going to cap. Trump is a capitalist. Trump has businesses over here that is in the United States. So if something happens to the United States, that's his entire legacy. Trump Towers, and that don't mean that he don't have other investments across, seas. But I don't see no Trump Towers overseas. Okay, you don't see no Trump Towers in Honduras and all of these different places. You see Trump and Trump's brand in America. So that's the reason why he fights as adamantly as he does for America. What's going on, beloved? And so he promised, on his campaign, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to expose the RFK, JFK, MLK, Epstein. I'm going to expose the list. We're going to find out exactly who's on the list. Okay. We're going to stop the war in 24 hours. It's a war that should have never been started, would have never been started if I was president. Okay. We're also going to lower inflation. Okay. We're going to get costs down good. We're going to have the greatest economy. And this is not no shade to say things that he have been doing is not beneficial. They are. They are beneficial. Okay. But here is the thing. They all liars. I don't care what nobody say. And I don't care if you like any of them. They don't know you. So they don't care about you. Let me get your vote. And at this point, this man can care less about how y'all feeling about the things and calling him out on the things that he lied about. Hello, beloved. He don't care about the things people are now calling him back up on. You ought to see his camp. They is in an uproar. Real talk. You lied because you said you was going to stop the war. And then all of a sudden today it's like, yeah, we got to provide them with some more weaponry. And you know what's really crazy to me and why I keep on coming here getting in y'all faces is because while this stuff is happening, okay, why people think they really give a hot diggity dog. They don't. And it's on you. You got to stop playing with these people. You got to stop playing their game. You have to wake up. When you stand up, the game is over. The board collapsed. You can no longer play on my back. I don't blame them. I blame us. I really don't. I don't blame them. I blame us because without us, they would not have pillars to stand on. They wouldn't have backs to build on. I blame us. It is really, really sad that we say we about us, but we won't even come together collectively to stop them from doing what the hell they doing. Hey, beloved. Hey. So now this Epstein list, you know what I'm saying? And I want to propose a question to y'all. And I said it before, I'm going to say it again. If, let's say, 500,000 children went to school and they were all poisoned by lunches, right? The free reduced lunches that they give out at school. Would y'all make an uproar? If 500,000 children went to public school and they all was poisoned at public school by the food they were fed in the public cafeteria, would there be an uproar? Yay or nay? That means yes or no. We would go ham, like, what y'all doing to our kids? You know what I'm saying? We would go ham. If 500,000 teenagers just one day, you know what I'm saying, they was here, your teenagers, your nieces, your nephews, your children, your grandchildren, 500,000 of them was here playing in our front yards or whatever. We go to sleep and they gone. No trace. We don't know where they at. They didn't vanish. We're off. Would there be an uproar? Yes or no? Because if the answer is yes, then there are missing children. And there should be pandemonium in the streets, real talk. And this ain't inciting no violence. I'm talking about people should be going without eating. People should be actually making noise. People should be using every, chance or opportunity platform to speak out about the atrocities that are happening. There are, if not hundreds of thousands, millions. Do you know where these underground tunnels lead to? Do you know the big dogs that's down there doing the nasty stuff to these little children? Do you even have an idea? And ain't no noise being made about these kids that have had some bad things happen to them for people that got money and people that's in power. So now people are really, really upset that you lied and told us. We wanted to know who was all on the list, okay? Celebrities, politicians, prime ministers, presidents. All of them had their hands to play. If I can find this live that I did, I want to say in 21 or 22, I was in prayer because I told y'all for the longest, I used to come by here and just sit here and pray and intercede and cry before the Lord, and he would show me lots of things. Lots of things. I wonder, let me see if I can look it up on my phone. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to tell y'all what I'm looking for. As I was in prayer, I had a vision while I was in prayer of these children while I was praying and calling out about ex trafficking and children being trafficked and different things of that sort. Clear as day, the Lord showed me there are children right up underneath the White House. And I spoke it out of my mouth as he revealed it to me in prayer. I believe I even posted it. If I didn't post it, it's in a video. Okay. And I began to wail and to weep. I mean, it was just intense because it was like, wow, I was crying out for the children that were hidden. And what God showed me, which grieved me so bad, is we walking on top. Even in Texas, there's a big old whole underground world that we are not even privy to. But in my time of prayer, in this open vision, the Lord distinctively showed me there were children underneath the White House. I kid you not. It wasn't even 3 or 4 days later. They tagged me in the post. We're in the middle of the night. This was when Biden was in office. In the middle of the night, there were children coming out of the White House dressed in all white. Let me go look at it. Let me see if I posted it, because y'all wouldn't believe me unless you seen it. And they all complicit. They all complicit. And my prayer is, let me see if I can find it. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, let me look. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I man. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I gotta scroll through all these posts, but I promise you, I'm gonna try to find it for you real quick because I know. I want to say that I wrote it out too. I want to say that I wrote it out, but if I didn't write it out, I would definitely go and find this video. I never will forget it. And it looks like I'm all the way down in like 2023. Let me see if I can type in another keyword. If I can't find it now, because I'm not going to be here that long, I'm not going to hold y'all here that long. But people who've been following me for a very long time that was on that live can definitely tell you. For those who was on the call last night, here are the clips I mentioned from the White House briefing. No, that's not it. Right now on YouTube, and search for the White House Earth Cam. No, that's not it. It was around this time, okay? So I'm getting close. This was in 2020. Let me show y'all. I don't know why it'd be looking blurry over here, but this is where they started. They busted a 39 missing children located in Georgia. It was around this time, okay? As I posted. Hold on. Somebody named Tawana, why you keep popping up? Y'all know I'm determined, right? I want to say it was in a video because somebody tagged me the next day. And if it wasn't the next day, it was. Hold on, let me see. I like the. Hold on. All right, it's taking me down. It's taking me down memory lane. But anytime I bring up something, I always want y'all to see. Okay, because this was something that was revealed to me. Nevertheless, I'm gonna get back to what I was saying, but I wanted to show you guys that I went live, and I want to say I made a post about it, right? And I'm gonna find it for you guys. So the next time I'll put this down. The next time I am live, I'm gonna come with receipts because I always do. Men lie, but receipts don't. Nevertheless, this whole list has not came out because people are hiding things, and Trump don't care. He straight up let them know, like, you guys are still hanging on to the Jeffrey Epstein list. He was a creep. We got other things, going on, and things that we should be paying attention to and focusing on, like the catastrophe down in Texas. Mr. President, it's the military that's down here spraying stuff and manipulating the weather. Let's start there. Let's start that you don't get 25, 26 feet of water that you ain't recorded on video. There is no video of heavy downpour of rain, just rushing water. Let's start there about what's really going on, okay? But yes, it is serious for people to know what happened to these children and what grown, nasty, demonic pedos was involved with it. Yes, that is important. Just like all of the fentanyl deaths are important. Whether you believe that or not, we have a lot of things going on. But yes, those things are very important. And that is what people voted you in here for. Y'all all sit at the same table. One side just wear blue and the other side wear red. You guys are the real Republicans and the Democrats. Let's keep it all the way straight. Y'all the real gangbangers. Y'all done lied and bamboozled everybody. And then now that you and Elon Musk fell out, he comes out of the woodwork talking about you on the list. And then your FBI, DOJ, the same people you hired that was campaigning with you, said people's names was on that list, that we would be shocked to know. And now they backpedaling yesterday, come out and say there is no list. Oh, there's no list. Nothing to see here, y'all. Don't worry about it. But yet it's still, you got a whole woman locked up behind the list, behind the atrocities that happen to the young people. So yes, the hell, we do want to know what happened to the children. I do. I don't know about everybody else, but I do. And everybody else that is questioning you about this, y'all all said that there was such a thing. And y'all all said that you would expose it and be transparent with the American people. And then you and Elon Musk fall out. This man had been all close, all up underneath y'all. He knows some of y'all stuff. He come out and say, you on the list. Then your FBI, DOJ comes back out yesterday, say, hey, no, there's nothing. There's no list. He did not unalive. He did unalive himself. He was not, taken out of here. Yeah, there's nothing to see here. And then Elon Musk comes out and say, well, I'm going to create me an American party. Everybody can just join in with us. Since the Democrats and the Republicans, lied to y'all for y'all votes, then y'all can just join my American Party. It's going to be for the people. You know, the American Party that requires you to have brain chips and palm chips. You know, him and Sam Altman and another person is creating wearable devices that you can put in your palms and in your forehead. You know, it's called Neuralink. Oh, that American Party where a whole South Africaner can come over here in this country and create a party and have people vote for this party. You know? Oh, we're just going to be green. We're not going to need, you know, Elon Musk is real big on that. No regular, you know, gas powered vehicles. You just need electronic vehicles. We just need electronic flying cars and buses. You know, we just need technology. You know, he comes out and he says, we're going to start this American Party. And that got people divided. Like, yeah, we tired of the Reds over here, the Bloods, and we tired of the Crips. So we just going to go with Elon, okay? And then Elon comes out and says, and by the way, if you vote for the American Party, we will release the Epstein files. And I'm just like, you know what? Lollipops get licked, and we not no sucker. And the way y'all out here playing in our face with your lies, your sugar-coated sugar honey iced tea, okay? Powdered donut, sugar honey iced tea that you keep on feeding to the masses. I mean, America is going down. Period. America is going down. And I told y'all. You want to know how I was able to tell y'all? Because God told me. I don't care who wins the election. Their hands ain't going to be long enough to box with me because America is under judgment. They not going to bring this thing back. No, it ain't going to be no, you know, actually it's a scripture in the Bible where the stuff was toppled and God was really trying to get that nation attention. And they said, I think it was King Herod to be exact. He gonna come back and say, yeah, we were toppled, but we will build again. Sound familiar? We will make America great again. We will build from the ruins. We will rise from the ashes. No, you haughty, and you going down. And you going down. Was not a coincidence that on January 1st, baby, all of the places that America, okay, America, not America, I said that on purpose, America, do business, do trade, the World Trade Center, where they make decisions, the Capitol, okay, Congress, all of these bad boys were struck at lightning at the same time, simultaneously. Go look it up on Google. On January the 1st, what America calls its New Year's, all of the places where you do trade, the trade is where, you know, the Dow, the SP and 500, you know, NASDAQ, all of that happens there. Congress, they the ones who pass legislation, struck there, okay? I think it was it the White House? It was another monumental, it was several of them, 4 to be exact, all were struck by lightning. That was a pre-warning. Yeah, America is definitely under judgment. You got bloody hands on so many levels. People here in America is crying out against America. And I'm going to keep on saying it. When I heard Trump say, yeah, we're making a deal with China, you know, we're getting a real, you know, good deal. I think we're about there, you know, so they can cut back on the flow of fentanyl. I was done. I'm not even gonna cap to y'all. Carrying this grief and carrying this pain is one thing. To know that my children are dead is one thing. To know that the people who did this to my children are still doing this to other people's children is a whole nother level of psychological warfare and grief. But for you to say, we're going to close up the border so we can stop, the influx of fentanyl, and then you come back and say you trying to make a deal with the devil that's sending it over here, like, yeah. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. We don't make deals with devils. We just don't. And all of y'all are complicit. And now people get to see y'all for what y'all really was. You just wanted to have a vote. And unfortunately, people that look like me always fall for the okie doke. I don't vote for none of them. I didn't vote for Trump, and I dang on sure wasn't voting for Kamala Harris. Could I tolerate Trump? Yeah. You want to know the reason why? Because his businesses is over here. Okay. So I know for sure he ain't going to open up no borders and all of that and let no foreigners come over here and take over what we done built. That's what I do know. Also, I know that it would prolong us just a little bit more time to get exactly what we needed before this ship goes sinking. That's what I do know, okay? That's one of the reasons why I'm like, yeah, you can get with this or that, but it's the lesser of two evils. And when God showed me that in scripture, he said they both whores. He took me to the scripture of the two whores, the two sisters that were whores. Both of them had whoredoms, but one was just more hoish than the other one. But God said they both was whores. Okay. So I knew way back then when he told me that we have really a grace period, y'all. We only have a grace period. These people don't care about you. And I will say this until I'm blue in the face. Okay. God loves you a lot. God loves us a lot. We are his children. Why wouldn't he? He don't want us played. He don't want us pimped. He don't want any of this. We have to come out from their systems. In order to stop them from doing what they're doing to us, we have to come out from amongst their systems. We're nothing more than a vote. You give them the vote, you give them green lights to go in there and just do whatever. There's a lot of my cousins affected by the food stamp cut, affected by, there's a lot of things happening. A lot of people saying, yeah, get the illegal immigrants out, not even realizing what's really happening. There's nobody out there tending to them fields, milking them cows, pulling up them onions. You feel me? The stuff that we use to eat and nourish our bodies and have the luxury of having, we ain't been paying attention to real news, not this fake stuff. If we don't got nobody out there picking and packaging, then what? We don't have food on our shelves. And even the ones that are still here, they are terrified. They build houses. Those are the ones not just picking fields and stuff like that, raisins and different things that we don't even know the depths of all of the things that they do. But now they're making noise about it. They're like, people are afraid to come out. Even the ones that's been here for years, working under the table, housekeeping, in the hotels. All of these services have been affected, and it is jacking this economy up. Real talk. And they're not letting us know that. They're not letting us know how bad the economy is right now because the work has been halted. I'm from Los Angeles. One thing that I do know is they have a whole little city down there called Little Mexico. They probably got one in every single state. We know we can walk down the street in Los Angeles, find us some fruit, real good fruit, picked straight from the fields, not, full of, pesticides and no, real good, wholesome fruit. Take one watermelon and make $100 off of one watermelon. Just cutting up watermelon, selling socks, roses, you name it. That's what makes Los Angeles. Like, that's what makes the West Coast. And for you to walk on the street and not see none of that, nobody out there doing nothing, nobody in the fields, Kern County, all up and down California, that is where we get, a lot of our produce from. Peaches, nectarines, all kind of produce, real big on farm, dairy, butter, all of that stuff, baby. Listen, you're going to see a shortage. You're going to see a shortage. You're going to see a shortage. And you got more money to send to Ukraine. And I said I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on this, but this is the title. And this is the real reason why you ought to be real serious about your life right now. This is the reason. I got some receipts, but I'm not going to share them in this live. I've been telling y'all for a long time that they just keep on slipping in this universal basic income. Babes. And I don't mean this no disrespectful way. I don't want no men to take this any old kind of way, or no women when I say babes. It's just another terminology for loves. People that I care about. Okay? They have never cared for us. If it wasn't beneficial to them, or their pockets, or their businesses, or their establishments, they never cared. America is a corporation. It's a business. My business don't have feelings. It don't care about people. It's just ran like a business. And so is this country. And it's sad to see this many people have put their hope and trust into the government fixing stuff for them, that they fail to do anything for themselves. And I'm telling you, they are freaking out. They're freaking out that this man promised all of these things and lied. They are freaking out because they don't know what direction the country is going. They don't have a clue how to even pivot or maneuver their way through this. They was waiting on him to come back and just wave a little wand and magically fix the economy and things will go back to normal. And God been standing on business. He don't change, never. And said it ain't going back to normal. So what y'all better do is get out of their system and go build and get together with other like-minded brethren. Stop tripping off the family who don't believe you. Stop whining and moaning and groaning about, the family members who think you cuckoo for Cocoa Pops and don't want to support you. You have to move now, because I see what the enemy is doing and how he's accelerated. And they just play games with everybody, y'all. They just play games with everybody. Everything that they have said has been a lie. Period, point blank. But that good old book said, I will take what they meant for evil and use it for your good. And so it could be used or being used for your good, okay? If you use it for your good. See, God says the righteous will never be forsaken. Never. Okay? And when we in right standing with the Most High, it's his job to protect us, but it's our job to obey. Okay? Had Elijah not went to the brook, then the raven wouldn't have fed him. It's a partnership. It's a partnership. Had Elijah not, commanded the sun to stay still, then the battle would have been lost. Okay. Had not Nehemiah summons the king to go and rebuild, then, they would have been in ruins and overtaken. It's a partnership. And God is looking for men and women, you and I, that will not only build something for your family, but build an ark that he will fill with the people that he needs it to be filled with. because it's going down. America is going down. So the very first thing that I'm going to give y'all access to, this is something that I have been working on, and I don't care if I never have to even utilize it in my lifetime. But guess what? I'm never going to be one without a plan B, C, or D. Why? Because my God is G-O-D. My God is the Most High God, and He tells me what to do, and I follow. Simple. It ain't even complicated. Lord, you see America. You said America going down. Okay, well, what's next? Start looking internationally. They paying people to come back that way. Over in Africa, you can only buy land in Africa if you are an African, a native of that country. If you marry in, so your wife is an African, you marry into that, flat family, the last name, the tribe, the bloodline, or your husband is an African and you marry and you take on that name. Those are the only two people that can get land legally. And the third persons would be if you are African American. They're the only three people that can buy land internationally in a different country without going through a whole bunch of legalistic paperwork. Matter of fact, if you ain't either one of them three, you ain't buying no land in a country. So there are benefits. They're paying people $50,000 in their pounds, okay, or however, rupees, dollars, whatever they call them. They're giving you incentives to come over there and build and live. So one of the things that I am doing, and this is outside of that, but I got a lot of insight into that. I don't have to go live in Africa to make money in Africa. I don't have to live in Senegal. I don't have to live in Liberia, South Africa. I don't have to live in any place outside of the United States to make international money. We make money from the United States just running ads over there. Our cost per leads is like $1 and something. They cost per leads is like 2 cents. When I tell you about the PDF low ticket method, yeah, that is running ads to different countries for a lower cost CPM, a lower cost, CPC, a lower cost per click. So you can have automated businesses. They have businesses, online businesses that they run and make money in the United States to build over there. Why do you think everybody want to come here to America? Y'all think that they want to come here to America to live? They don't. They want to come here to America to live while they work to send that money back on home. And then they out of here. Some people self-deported their own self. When they go back to their country, they are billionaires in their country. That's the only reason why people want to come here, for a better way of living. Make money over here. They get paid $1 a day, $2 a day. Meanwhile, over here, they making 48, 60, 80 bucks a day. That is big. And they take that money and send that money back. And start building for what? For their families. For the next generation, for their grandmas, for their mamas. You know what I'm saying? So having an automated international business where you do not have to be present, okay? You systemize it all is the key, especially if you're one of the ones that's going to be called to get up out of here. If it never happens in your lifetime, you still make money. So it's not a lose-lose situation. There's so many different things that people across the world is looking to learn from America. Health and wellness, a spa retreat. They don't even know what that is. What is that? A cafe, a local cafe. You can start an Airbnb. You can start. selling digital products, teaching them how to read, teaching them how to make money online, just, going down to the cafe. And what the cafes are for, to be honest, is it's one big little center. I say big little center. It's a center big enough to house a certain amount of people at a certain time. So they allow you to come in there and use the internet for like an hour. You buy a pass. You use the internet for like an hour. And then the next group of people can come in. If you want to pay for more time, then you can, but it's expensive to be able to use the internet. That is what a cafe is. Some people might set up and sell the African garbs or something like that there. But there's a lot of different things you can do internationally and automate it from start to finish. Have people, hey, we'll pay you this amount to, have your eyes on the prize, watch whatever it is that you build it. Okay. So I have a mentorship where I'm going to teach you how to do this from start to finish. This is something that I'm doing. It's the reason why I'm sharing it. I'm not sharing it with everybody else, but I'm sharing it because you can buy land. I'm sharing it because you can start an automated business in case you need to get up and go somewhere. You already be set and you will already have something established for yourself and for your family, should that be your portion. If the dollar collapse over here, you got something going on over there across the seas, you still in business, okay? You still got something coming in to feed you and your family. So I do have a mentorship. It is the International Automated Business. Predominantly, we're going to talk about an area in Africa because it is rich and there's a lot of benefits. It's cheaper to start a business in Africa. It's cheaper to buy a home in Africa. When you buy a home, you don't pay yearly taxes on your home. It's one time. It's once and done. Okay. So I'm going to teach you all the ins and outs. You're going to get a list to the Airbnb host that are actually run your property for you while you make money over here. Where these properties are at, so you can actually like lease this property. If that's something you wanted to do, you get access to that list. You get access to the lenders. You get access to funding partners. You get access to grants that you can get for starting an international business. There's a lot of money available for you in that space. Okay. It is $497. I am shutting it down. We're almost at capacity. I only said 5 or either 7 people is going to be in there. We got like 2 spots left, if 2, maybe 1, because I know we had a sign up today. So if you guys would love to learn how to build, say you don't need to move to Africa because you don't have to. You can run that thing right here without ever stepping foot on another continent. Okay. If you wanted to go to Africa, say you wanted to go spend 3 months out of a year, take your family to go see, something different, then you're in a position to be able to do that. You have a different kind of visa that allows you to do business. We're going to teach you the whole 9 yards what visa that you would need to have just so you can do business in the country. Okay. Very inexpensive, very unaffordable, but it's very lucrative with a very big return on your investment to start you a business out of this country. Out of this country, you can do very well. Give up your $2,000 a month mortgage or rent, and now you'd be paying $200 for a 4-bedroom, five bedroom, over there, and you're renting it out or leasing it out or whatever the case may be, Airbnb-ing it out. They have top officials. They have bed and breakfast that you can start for presidents and different things of that sort. They fly into those countries and need a place to stay. So many different businesses, and we will cover them inside of this mentorship. We'll walk you through step by step and have you get this thing set up and running in record breaking time. Okay, so I wanted to announce that. I really wanted to announce that one. That's the one that I really want to say. Government contracts. I'm gonna mention this one, okay? And like I said, whatever was meant for our bad works for our good. Now, as consumers, it's bad for us, but as business owners, it's the best time to be in business. If you ain't a business owner, you ought to become one. That's what I will say. Right now, government contracts is going crazy. Right now in Texas, there are $1 trillion grants, contracts available. Why? Because there's an emergency. What emergency? The floods. There's 4 levels you can get a contract on. Prevention. So that's like getting sandbags and stuff. Hey, there's a flood coming. Let's do our best to prepare. Let's get sandbags, blah, blah, blah. There's good money in that. Anything a disaster is going to have good money attached to it, okay? But the real dollar is when the cleanup crew comes and they move out the debris, the restoration, emergency restoration part, where they moving out trees and branches, and you get a search team to go in, searching for the missing people right now. Very lucrative contract. Very lucrative. To have a team go in, not you, but to pay somebody. Hey, I have $1 trillion contract. How much would you charge me, per hour, per individual to go out and look? And then you have the real hefty contracts that come on the end of that, because that's they long term. This devastation may take 10 years, 12 years. So for the next 12 years, we'll give you this amount of money. Okay, in government contracting. So right now is where it's at. And Q4, baby, they about to make it rain on you. For real, for real. It's about to be Q4. So January through March is Q1. April to June is Q2. We just entered into Q3, but baby, you want to be set up for the Q4, okay? Because the Q4 is where they have to give away all this money, and the budget has been approved, which means if they don't give away that $1.5 billion by December, they will not give it back, and they will have to march their little behinds right on down to the Congress and say, why did you get $1.5 trillion and you didn't use but only this amount? For next year, we will not give you all of that because you didn't use all of that. We're going to give you what you used this year. So this is a time where they be pouring these contracts on you. They be looking for y'all cousins. They be looking to see if you got an LLC or EIN. They be looking for you, beloved, just to see if you have a paperwork that say you a business. Also, Mr. Trump took the money away from the feds, from the federal. He was like, no, y'all been overindulging with the contracts. That's what Elon Musk's problem is. That's why he said, we'll take his subsidies and then send him packing back to South Africa. Subsidies are contracts. Tesla is on a contract. Okay, so is SpaceX. It's on a contract. Tesla's on a contract because it's EV. It's all in the name of save the planet. Okay, so there's a lot. Boeing, Lockheed Martin, all of these big old they all play a dirty game. Okay, this will be one big business. That'll be one big business. Hey, I'm going to take the contract. I'm going to give you this percentage of the contract. You go find your boy. We're going to give him a percentage of the contract. He can go find his girl. We're going to give her. We're going to keep it in the family. Okay. Meanwhile, everybody else don't have a clue what's going on. Government contracts is where it's at. So he is taking the money from the federal and giving it back to the state. There is money in your backyard. Do you hear me? There is money in your backyard. Do you hear me? There is money in your backyard, people. I'm telling y'all to get what you can as fast as you can, because what is coming, we not ready for. Trust and believe they are doing this simultaneously intentionally on purpose to usher in this new system. And one day, hot diggity dog, you're going to think about this face right here that came by here day in, day out, got on your nerves. I don't care, to tell you what was coming so that you can prepare. Why is warning given? Why is warnings given? Why are warnings being given out? Why do people give warnings? To prepare you for what is to come. That's the only reason. Especially when they can be like, you're a threat. You're talking too much. You're telling too many people about what it is we're doing. You're telling too many people, especially when you come out and you go against the grain, you become a threat, beloved. What benefit is it for me to put me and my family and my household? I'm too defeated to be defeated, for one. However, to put my family out there, this is our face. This is who we are. This is my name. I'm not using no made up stage name, Facebook, social media name. That's my name. What benefit do I have in it to come by here and tell my cousins the truth? I could be doing what everybody else is doing. I could be doing what the preachers is doing. I could be doing what the politics is doing. I could be doing anything else that anybody else is doing, but I'm not. I am here with my people, telling you how urgently important it is for you to look out for you. I'm here telling you why they ain't to be trusted. Stop putting your trust in them. Do for yourself. That's not a crime. That's not a bad word to say, hey, stop depending on them. Do something for yourself. Who cares if you like them, but still do something for you. How is that going to hurt you? It's actually going to help you. Okay, so government contracts, Gov Money University, how to go get this bag. Because you need a bag fast. We don't got another 40 years. We don't got another 2 generations to figure it out. Hell, we don't even know if we got 2 to 3 good years, solid years to get what we can. We don't know that. So the government contract also, I said, the international. There was one more. There was something else. I got like 2 more to share with y'all that really, if you want to take advantage of them, I would, because these are the things that I'm doing. It was one that I was getting ready to share with y'all. And I know when I get off the live, I will remember it, which is going to suck. Oh, the boot camp. So YouTube. And this is the reason why I say get y'all something faceless if you scared, because there's a lot of my cousins be like, look, I don't want to get on camera. And that's cool. I get it. You don't have to. You don't even have to get on camera anymore, peoples. These social media platforms are paying out a lot of money, especially when they have like added new features and a lot of people is consuming content. They will start paying you lots of money. So once they start seeing the upsurge of people running over to YouTube or the upsurge of people running over to TikTok, the revenue increases, because the goal is to push out content to keep the people on the platform. So they pay really well on YouTube. Really well. I've shared receipts with y'all. I have a mentorship, okay? It is $297. It is a 4-week boot camp to show you how to start you a 6-figure faceless YouTube page where you will be getting paid for posting content. Simple as that. Whether it's your content, somebody else's content, right? And they're trying to implement some new rules where it'll put a cap on how people get monetized. So I really need y'all to get over here and get some of this money, because within a month, you can have an extra 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. They is making big bags on YouTube. It's unbelievable. Big bags. So much so that, listen, They making big bags on social media. One platform is paying people $100,000 just to stream and produce content for about 5 to 8 hours a day. And some people be like, that's a lot of time. I'm one of them people. That's a lot of time. But to them making 100,000, they'll sit there for 5. Would you rather make $180 for 8 hours, or you can make literally 10, 15, 20,000 for 5 to 8 hours? I mean, it's a no-brainer. So people are doing that, especially young people, and the government is noticing. We don't have anybody willing to go into the workforce. We have deported the people that was willing to come over here and work for $7 to $8. But the people who should, quote unquote, be interested in working is actually over here streaming and gaming and doing this type of stuff. And they're making more money than the president, than U.S. sitting presidents. So that's going to be next. Trump trying to gorge people back into the workforce. And what they're pushing, I forgot to show y'all how much money they paying for you to come help people in businesses with AI. I forgot to show y'all that. But I will next time we sit down, okay? I'm going to show you how many figures they paying people to help them in AI. Businesses. Netflix paying $900,000 a year. That's $100,000 shy of $1 million a year for somebody to sit down and be an AI manager. So I have the government contracts. The international automated business is $497 for the mentorship. And that is a grandfathered, hey, it's just 5 of y'all, 5 to 7. I can't remember if I said 5 or 7 of y'all, small group, okay, that's going to learn this, and then we'll take it and we'll teach it. No big deal. And so that's $497. I also have the government contracts. Let me show you how to get this government money. Contracts is everywhere, literally. They also have grants too, so you don't have to go looking on some of these grant websites because the government has grants of its own. So I'll show you about all of that, how to get set up, how to get this money. You can literally have you a contract 2 weeks after signing up, 2 weeks to 90 days. I'm confident in that. That I tell people, you don't get your contract and you followed everything to the T and did what you were supposed to do. The tips and tricks that I gave you, the assignment, right? I will give you your money back if you do not get you your first contract in 90 days. Because it's that simple. You can go get you a $10,000 purchase order that you can just use every month for some bread, for some pens, for some paper, Xerox copying, for some bags of ice. Okay? $60,000 to provide ice for them. 15-pound bags of ice for them. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Say no more, okay? Say no more. But I have the government contract. I'm not going to convince y'all. I'm just telling y'all where the real stuff is at. It's how you get into building generational wealth, because you can stack the contracts. I'll take that one for $50,000, and I'll also take that one for $50,000. That's $100,000, okay? You do not have to work at these nowhere. You don't even have to get up out of your home and set it up. All can be done, set up automatically. Okay, and that is $997 for that program. I think she said maybe 2. I'll come back to that later on because I'm going to check over here on my phone in just a minute. I don't want it to slow me down because my time is up. But I want to talk about the LA event, y'all. The LA event, if you are in Los Angeles, anywhere near the vicinity of Los Angeles, August 22nd and 23rd, you definitely going to need to be in the building. I am going to show you what you need to know. to buy land, to make your next move the best move. Things I cannot say over the airways. Some things sometimes you can get information online, but you get transformation in person. And it will be online and in-person access hybrid. But I'm telling you, I am going to be giving you something that will blow your mind and help you get set up at this event. So if you are anywhere in the Los Angeles area, August 22nd, 23rd, you definitely want to be in the room. You definitely want to be in the room. That's what I will say. Tickets will go on sale. General admission is $97. All of that information will be put out there, but I definitely want to let you know, okay? This will be a event you don't want to miss. Outside of just doing business, okay? There's a whole entire ministry aspect to it as well, okay? Breaking chains, deliverance, all of that good stuff will happen at this event. We want to make sure you're free and make sure you're able to run with the vision, because we're going to give it to you, okay? We're going to definitely help you get established and hit the ground running. Whatever city, state that you return back to, you will hit the ground running. Straight up. You will have information that will change your life. You will have information that you will never be able to unforget. We will help. It's going to be hands-on. So we will have people helping you get yourself set up and get you all the way together for the information that we're going to be giving you. Okay? So you can go back and get monies, grant monies, contracts, business credit. There are things that you will not ever know unless you came and you sat with your girl, because she will give it to you, okay? We also got a VIP aspect of that. If you want to come, it's all inclusive. Meals is provided for the whole stay. You will be able to stay in a mansion, okay? You will also, and that's not a mansion for you singularly. There will be 12 people, whether they be couples with, or you couple up with your brother, or you share a room with your sister, sharing a room, but not a bed, okay? It will be 12 in this mansion. You will have spas, you will be really, really taken care of. Only thing that you are responsible for literally is getting yourself to the state, which is California. After that, we will make sure we pick you up. You will have your place covered. You will have your meals catered. You will have your transportation provided for you. You get to eat, with the speakers. There's a whole bunch of incentives. We're going to have either a black or red carpeted event. So you get your photo shoot, you get your video shoot taken, so that you can actually have content, different things of that sort, to promote whatever your business, whatever it is that you're going to start, or whatever it is you're doing. Once we come up with a plan, we're going to go over the trust, we're going to go over the insurance, how to set all of that up. Baby, you is not going to want to miss this. That's all I'm going to say. How to start residential facilities, transitional living houses, without ever having to get up and touch anything, okay? Anything whatsoever. So we have that. And I think I'll leave it there. Any questions for me? Any questions for me about anything? If I can come back, at another time, then I will. But these are the things that we are doing so that we do not get caught up in a system. We're using the ability to make, I'm not even going to say to make the money, to get the money. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for us. And to get the money and then convert it into, I got an ugly pimple right on top of my head, y'all. And then have the assets or the currency to convert it into assets. This is the reason why we need to be moving fast. Cash ain't gonna be no good like that. We gonna wake up and just one day it ain't gonna be no good. And they already set in the stage. So we're not out here trying to work and get lots of cash. We need lots of cash to turn it into hard assets. During the gold rush, it was not the people who mined for gold that got rich. It was the people who sold the shovels. So this is an opportunity for you to get ahead of the game, because what is coming down the pipeline looks real demonic, real controlish, and real beastish. Okay? No questions for me. All right, y'all. I gotta get up out of here. I'm 17 minutes over my time, and that's all I'm gonna be is 17 minutes over my time. But if any of these opportunities is for you, you know that this is wrapped up with a bow tie on it for you, that God is speaking directly to you, whether you understand that or not, whether you understand what he's trying to do. Why I gotta keep investing in this? Because he said so, because he knows and you don't. That's why. Same reason why he told me to do it, and I don't. But it makes sense to me when he told me to start doing it in 2020. A lot of us are delayed, and it's not we're waiting on God to move. It is God waiting on us to get into alignment and obedience. Trust him, not man. He will never fail us. Trust him and not man. And right now, what the Most High is saying to us all is build, build, build. My people perish for a lack of knowledge, because you didn't take the time to learn, because you didn't know what to do, and you did not make time. It wasn't important for you to find out what needs to be done and what you need to be doing. It wasn't important for you to start implementing information that you heard over here and over there. It was not important to you. Therefore, I could never pity you. Therefore, God can never pity a person. Okay? All right, y'all. I love y'all. I'll leave y'all with that. You're very welcome. I will see you guys soon. If you are interested in any opportunity mentioned, the information is on the screen, and it's also in the description of the video. I think I need to go update the description, but how you make your payments, what to include, the whole 9 yards is in the description of the video. Okay, with that being said, I love y'all. Stay safe and stay sane. And make sure you stay in peace and not in pieces.